Let's maul in the Central Committee. Let's cringe in the Central Committee. Let's bog in the Central Committee right now.
Let's talk about the Manchin shit.
A couple of questions. One, is Chuck Schumer making a mistake in pushing this big bill, the For the People Act, and saying that he wants a vote on it by the end of the month? And two, if he does bring it to the floor, will you vote against that bill?
Well, I've been pretty clear on that. I did an op-ed back home in West Virginia. It came out today, and laid out my concerns and my preference of what I think would happen. Voting is the bedrock of our democracy. An open, fair, secured voting. We used to go around the world and explain and show and observe voting procedures in a democracy. And now if we can't practice what we preach, and we're going to basically do an overhaul, an 800-page overhaul of the...
See, here's the thing about him. He will never actually tell you what he opposes in H.R. 1. Look at this fucking rat.
The voting rights, or what we call For the People Act. I think there's a lot of great things. I agree in that piece of legislation, but there's an awful lot of things that basically don't pertain directly to voting. So the Voting Rights Act...
There's a lot of things that don't pertain to voting. Here's the thing. It forces dark money groups to actually disclose their donors. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O! Dark money groups disclosing their donors! Oh, no! It doesn't allow gerrymandering. Oh, wait. Republicans can't gerrymander the fuck out of the House? Oh, no! That's not directly on voting. It allows grassroots candidates to get a government-funded match. 6-1. If you only take donations less than $1,000... anybody who donates up to $200 could have that $200 donation matched 6-1. So it makes small dollar donor candidates much more viable. I think you need a couple thousand donors and 50,000 raised in order to get the match. So it's like really low level, easy number to get if you're a serious candidate. If you're running for Congress and you can't raise $50,000, I'm sorry, you're not a serious candidate. Okay? You're not a serious candidate. And so that will take small dollar donor funded candidates and supercharge their fucking campaigns. Oh, that's not directly voting, though. But every single one of those For the People Act issues is directly about our voting system. And then there's obviously universal, automatic voter, same day and automatic voter registration. That's a really good policy. So all sorts of things, early voting nationwide, all sorts of things that are designed to increase our security and increase turnout and make the elections fair. This motherfucker won't name one thing he opposes in the bill because it's overwhelmingly popular with Republicans and Democrats. Overwhelmingly popular with the fucking people.
So let me just...
Sure.
Just to put a button on this, you will vote against that bill if it gets to the Senate floor.
I think it's the wrong piece of legislation to bring our country together and unite our country, and I'm not supporting that because I think it would divide us further. I don't want to be in a country that's divided any further than I'm in right now. I love my country, and I think my Democrat...
Green Party mad because it upped their required donations from 20 states from 4,000 to 20,000. They call it a poison pill. If you're running for president of the United States, a country with 315 million people, and you can't get 20,000 people to give you $1, you're not a real fucking party. I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here. You're not a real party. I'm glad you're not getting government money for your fucking scam party anymore. Suck my dizzick. Green Party. Get the fuck out of here.
That's praxis.
It's a 30-year-long scam. Fuck your Green Party. It's not even a socialist party. Get that shit out of here. Get your neoliberal Greens fucking out of my face.
Democrat and Republican colleagues feel the same. If we continue to divide it and separate us more, it's not going to be united, and it's not going to be the country that we love and know, and it's going to be hard because it'll be back and forth no matter who's in power. And that's why I've been protecting
So that brings
the process.
Well, let me just ask. That brings us to a comment by President Biden this week about you and Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Take a look.
I hear all the folks on TV saying, why doesn't Biden get this done? Well, because Biden only has a majority of effectively 4 votes in the House and a tie in the Senate, with 2 members of the Senate who vote more with my Republican friends.
Now, we looked it up, and in fact, on bills that have gotten to the Senate floor, you have voted with President Biden 100% of the time, but you have opposed him on bills that haven't gotten to the Senate yet. For instance, this For the People Act, which the Democrats intend to put on the floor. You say you're going to vote against that. You're against the $15 minimum wage. I don't really want to get in the details of those, but is it fair when Joe Biden says he doesn't have solid support from Democrats like you?
I think that's taken out of content, and I really, on that, I support President Biden, what he's doing, and what he's trying to do. No one understands the Senate, the makeup of the Senate, and the challenges that we have as a Senate.
Chat. The Democrats have barely brought up any bills to the Senate floor. I'm going to show you this again. I mean, this is so amazing. I know I've said this before, but I want you all to learn it. I want you to learn it. In FDR's first 100 days, they passed 15 major bills and 76 laws. We're in the 117th Congress. We're in the 117th Congress right now. Do you know how many bills that they have enacted? 2! FDR, 15 major bills, 76 laws. This first 100 days, 2! And they were both in March. So anytime you say, he's the new FDR, go, FDR passed 15 major bills in the first 100 days. What?
More than President Joe Biden, who was there over 30-some years. With that, he understands there's got to find a pathway forward. I believe Joe Biden is the right person, the right place, the right time.
Melanie says, people are getting sick and tired of watching rich people live live the life on TV and their bullshit problems that they bring on themselves and affects us. The South never stopped waging civil war. They're just ramping it up now because they're about to be overpopulated by black and POC and all of their sins and whitewashing of history. Lincoln didn't free the slaves out of the kindness of his heart. He freed them because he wanted them to leave the country and turn this into a white nationalist country. Okay, Melanie. I want to correct you a little bit. Lincoln was originally supportive of the colonization efforts in the 1840s and 50s, but later in his life, he turned away from that idea. And at the very end of his life, he was talking about granting votes to and citizenship to black people. And in fact, he did shepherd the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, except in cases of people for being convicted of crimes, but we'll leave that aside for a second, before his assassination. So I don't think it's fair to say that Lincoln wanted to deport all the blacks. That was something that people proposed initially who opposed slavery, but I don't think that's accurate as to what his views were at during his presidency. I don't think the colonization efforts were not really supportive. He didn't really support that.
You have made it clear, and I'm not going to ask you again. You said that you oppose scrapping the filibuster. The question I have is whether or not, and you say you hope that that'll bring the parties together. The question I have is whether or not you're doing it exactly the wrong way. And hear me out on this. If you were to keep the idea that maybe you would vote to kill the filibuster, wouldn't that give Republicans an incentive to actually negotiate? Because old Joe Manchin's out there, and who knows what he's going to do by taking it off the table. Haven't you empowered Republicans to be obstructionists?
I don't think so, because we have 7 brave Republicans that continue to vote for what they know is right and the facts as they see them, not worrying.
Joe Manchin, his entire purpose is to provide cover for the Republican Party. Because Republican voters think of Democrats as demon rats. Whereas liberal voters, especially those closer to the center, think, well, there are some reasonable Republicans that I can vote for. And the thing is, they vote for Republicans not because those Republicans are actually reasonable, but because they don't know about those candidates. And so they think, well, the Republican I'm voting for must be a reasonable Republican because I'm voting for them. And the reality is, there are no reasonable Republicans. You just don't know what the person you're voting for believes, you stupid fuck. Now, Republicans, on the other hand, there are plenty of sellout Democrats that will happily vote for their values 9 times out of 10. But Republicans think their Democrat equals demon rat. So it's actually amazing how it's completely flipped, because there are no moderate Republicans, but there are tons of moderate Democrats, but no Republican votes for a Democrat. And a ton of Republicans, or a ton of Democrats, split their ticket to vote for a Republican. The Republicans have fucking managed one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Vast minority of people support them on the issues, and they win. They just win with propaganda and culture war and just babbling bullshit. They're winning, and it's amazing. I mean, you gotta clap your hand. Like, they're getting bills passed with 20% support in the country. Like that Trump tax cut, fucking nobody supported that. And the Democrats won't even repeal it. It's amazing. You gotta hand it to the oligarchs. They know how to run their shit. That's why we need to infiltrate the Republican Party by primarying them in gerrymandered districts by out bullshitting them. Good luck. They will drop $1 quadrillion on you, call you a rhino, and you'll be fucked. You're far more likely to beat the sclerotic Democratic Party in a primary. And we do it once in a while, but it's hard enough. Actually going to the Republicans, they'll fucking assassinate your ass. Are you kidding me?
About the political consequences. I believe there's a lot more of my Republican colleagues and friends that feel the same way. I'm just hoping they are able to rise to the occasion to defend our country and support our country.
But 7 isn't 10, dipshit. 7 isn't 10. Even if you found all 7 of your courageous Republicans to vote with the Democrats, which they won't, that's still not 10, dipshit. The filibuster still wins.
And make sure that we have a democracy for this republic of all the people. I'm just very hopeful that I see good signs. We're doing
what are the good
Chris,
signs?
More things than ever before. Give us some time. I know everyone's putting deadlines.
Well,
got to be done by this, and this.
But let me ask you the final question, sir. I mean, let's just take the the idea of creating a 9/11 commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Republicans blocked that. Senator McConnell, the head of the Republicans in the Senate, says that he's 100% focused on blocking the Biden agenda. Question, aren't you being naive about this continuing talk about bipartisan cooperation?
I'm not being naive. I think he's 100% wrong in trying to block all the good things that we're trying to do for America. We get a lot better if we have participation, and we're getting participation. But when it comes time to final vote, and I disagree with Leader McConnell on this, the minority leader on this issue, that he puts politics before the policies that I think we need for our country. I'm going to continue to keep working with my bipartisan friends, and hopefully we can get more of them. I can tell you this, in 2013, at that time, Harry Reid, the leader of the majority party, the Democrats, basically the nuclear option, which did away the filibuster.
And he was right. That was the smartest thing a Democrat ever did. Harry Reid. Actually, you know why he did that, chat? Because he actually started listening to the online left. Harry Reid, I don't like Harry Reid, but he started listening to the online left. And he brought some of the online left into his staff. And they were like, the Republicans are filibustering every single appointee that Obama is making. He just won the presidency in 2012, but they're filibustering every single judge, every single appointee. We have the majority. We have 55 senators. What is going on? They're filibustering everything. And so they said, fuck the filibuster on appointees. Who cares? No one's gonna fucking care. And you know what? They did it. And thank God they did. Because 2 years later, in 2014, the Democrats lost the Senate. And Obama basically didn't appoint another fucking judge for 2 years. And he left his office with more vacancies for Trump to fill, including a Supreme Court nominee, than any other fucking president. And had Joe Manchin had his way, there would have been 300 judge vacancies. Joe Manchin, you're a fucking idiot. Harry Reid was smart and right on that one issue.
on appointments and district and circuit judges. Comebacks 2017, then we had Leader McConnell at that time in the majority, and he did away with it for the Supreme Court.
Now, would he actually prefer the Democrats to filibuster a Supreme Court judge for 4 fucking years? That's what, by the way, that's what Jimmy Dore said was going to happen. Jimmy Dore said the Democrats were going to filibuster a Supreme Court for 4 years. Did you know that, chat? Jimmy Dore argued that the Democrats were going to filibuster a Supreme Court nominee for 4 years, so it didn't matter if Trump won. Mike, why do you think the Democrats haven't launched an investigation into the Mylon EpiPen scandal? Good question. Can't they at least reform the filibuster, like limit the time? Why is this even an option? I mean, it would be better to get rid of it, but they don't have much of an issue to get rid of. They could make it what it was originally, which is you have to actually do the filibuster. Right now, you can email and say, I intend to filibuster, and that's a filibuster. Whereas in the old days, you had to actually go out on the Senate floor and hold the floor by speaking. Now they don't even have to hold the floor to speak. They made it easier to filibuster. That's how cucked the Democrats are. They're so pathetically cucked. It's unbelievable. They can't even use the original filibuster. Did they have emails in 1780?
So what goes around comes around here.
Mike from PA thought Bernie was going to win the primaries. I did. After Nevada, I thought he was going to do it. I didn't realize the centrist Voltron was going to happen. That was my big mistake. The centrist Voltron was incredible.
They all understand that, and there were 33 Democrats in 2017 that signed a letter to please save the filibuster and save our democracy. That's what I'm trying to do.
Senator Manchin, thank you. Thanks for coming in today. Please come back, sir.
Filibusters have nothing to do with democracy. They're anti-democracy. I mean, that's the point of them. You have a minority that stops the majority. Minority rule in favor of status quo. That's all it is.
Thanks, Chris. I will.
Up next, we'll ask our...
We are so fucked that Fox News calls Joe Manchin naive. Don't forget about Warren not dropping out. Oh, yeah, Warren wanted to go to the convention because she thought it was going to be a brokered convention. Good idea, idiot. We do politics here every morning starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us here on Twitch. We're the morning guy, the morning politics guy, Politics Frogs in every single day, same time, 10 a.m., day in, day out. And we carry you through your morning and early afternoon politics needs. And if you need more, Mike from PA, we have a YouTube channel. We talked about suburbs, the My Pillow guy, Ted Cruz. We talked about DSA. Amazing. Making fun of Tim Pool. Amazing. Look at all of these amazing videos. Get in there, watch them. We have me on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter, chat. I'm at 20,614 subs. That means I got like 40 followers on Twitter in the last day. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Go follow us on Twitter. And of course, join the Discord, where we have an incredible community of left-wing streamers. We have left-wing community. We talk about the stream. We talk about politics. There's gaming content. It's a really awesome, supportive place. Direct action, mutual aid, and you can just let off some steam. And also, you can help produce the show. One of the things I do is I look at the links that are put into the news content suggestions chat room on the Discord. Join the Discord, come hang out, and maybe what you want me to talk about will be part of the next show.